No, I don't want to bring up the past. Those days are behind me. Who let the dogs out? Who? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness. Anyways, though, Friday, it's the weekend. There's a lot of new content to binge this weekend, but I jumped over to Netflix and watched the new Polish thriller mystery series, The Woods. Evidence found on the body of a homicide victim sparks hope in a prosecutor that his sister, who disappeared 25 years earlier, could still be alive. So is this new mystery thriller series a must-see for those mystery fans? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of The Woods, if you've read the novel that this is based on, or very much looking forward to this series. Now let's get into some of the good. So yes, just like what I said, that this is based on a novel by the same name, The Woods, that I guess has gotten quite a bit of reception, and it's fairly notable. But this series, I think the story, obviously coming from this novel, and the structure is the strongest part of this Netflix series. It's 6 episodes, and it very much leads you on this grand mystery thriller that I very much was on board for from the very get-go. And I think it's because it's taking place in 1994 and also taking place 25 years later in 2019. And it does a great job of, like I said, structure of showing a little bit back then, a little bit today, a little bit back then, and sort of how all of this culminates into the conclusion of the mystery and everything. I was very enthralled by the past and trying to figure out what the heck was going on there, and the future and trying to figure out what the heck was going on there to get the missing pieces from the past. So yeah, the way that they structured the story, or the mystery rather, and the way that everything played out was very satisfying. Maybe not the very end, because I was hoping for like this, whoa, holy crap, like out of nowhere big twist, but I was on board, I was enthralled. As a mystery fan, as a thriller fan, this very much scratched that itch for me. But also, I think everything else that really was around the story complemented this, from the acting, to the musical cues, to the tone, to the cinematography, and the setting. Everything in The Woods very much set this perfect mystery thriller tone. Like I said, the performances, mind you, there's maybe English dubbing depending on what version you watch. That might take a little bit away from it, but I thought that the characters in this show, from the main character of Paul and the girl that he's kind of friends with younger and then meets up with her later in life, Laura, they are fantastic. I believe the chemistry, I believe the kind of almost terror and nightmare type things that they had to live with, almost like the baggage that they've brought through life, and just trying to figure out what the heck had happened. So yeah, throughout this story, again, Paul is the main character, and I thought he was the strongest by far. But then, like, the musical cues of kind of like, you know, this guitar and kind of like a darker, you know, it's setting the suspense and thriller. Unlike Karan, which I just reviewed, the music did not work there. The music very much worked here. But then also the setting, the lighting, the tone, the feeling of the woods, especially the summer camp, and then at night, and then just the dreary, dark feeling of the atmosphere, the weather, very much blended into kind of how the characters felt and acted as well. It was a very dreary series that I thought everything just worked so well for it. However, there are a couple tiny things that just did not work for myself, and I think that it was the way the present had, I wouldn't say it was bloated, but it had a lot going on. The main character, Paul, is a prosecutor, and he is dealing with a case and some other people and potentially some corruption, some blackmail, everything like that. So that's what's dealing or going on in the present for this character, while he's also trying to piece together the past story where it takes place in 1994, and then going into the present, and all of the connection there I thought worked fantastically. However, when you're diving into the other portions of this character, essentially doing his day job of prosecuting this sexual assault case, dealing with rape, it just felt like it was added in after the fact to have the character do something. It makes sense because certain things come up and it kind of maybe hurts the character or reveals things from his past. But again, I thought that that was maybe the weaker of the two storylines. So it doesn't take a lot away, but it does feel like that storyline, the present storyline, is a little, it doesn't hit up to the caliber of that mystery thriller that I like. And one other thing, this might be a little bit spoilerific, so I'm gonna put spoilers here, is the way the very last episode plays out. I thought that it was 5 fantastic episodes of building up with little tiny reveals here or there. But then the last episode, I don't feel like it was like that grand finish I was hoping for. I mean, it does leave a little breadcrumbs for a potential or a setup or something else, but I do think that the reveal and then and then kind of dealing with the character, especially with the assault case, and then kind of a foundation that he had set up for his wife, the last episode kind of takes all of the stuff that was not tied up and kind of threw it in there and was like, boom, we got to finish this, we got to set that up, we have to tie that up, we have to have our character end up here. So I think that the very last episode was probably the weakest. It doesn't hurt overall, I just thought that it could have been just an amazing type series for Netflix. Overall, The Woods is a great mystery thriller that kept me engaged until the very last episode. With it very much scratching that mystery thriller itch, great performances, tone, musical choices, atmosphere, and just story structure, but with a few things being maybe a little bloated or being tied up a little too quickly, I would highly recommend checking out The Woods. Again, I went into this as a mystery fan. I got everything I wanted from this, almost a little bit more. I was enthralled throughout this, but there might be a few nitpicks along the way. In closing, I'm going to give The Woods 4.1 out of 5 90s fashion choices. So what did you guys think of The Woods? If you've already seen this one or very much looking forward to it, I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there or right over there, you know, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios channel. I think later today I'm going to have a review for the Netflix's Defy Bloods, King of Staten Island, and hopefully Artemis Fowl. Otherwise, that will be tomorrow. Stay tuned for all of that. Follow my social media, like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.